Hello, this is Michael Riley. It's February 3rd, and once again, January 15th, I had eBay side with a buyer that when he ordered, he was pressuring me to send the part immediately, when it states right in the ad that many times, but right by the add to cart button, it tells the buyer that what the ship date's going to be, estimated ship date, and what the ship date is, not estimated, and what the estimated delivery date is. But these buyers have gotten used to Amazon and other places. Amazon was delivering the same day. That's not reality, people. Businesses out here, been doing businesses for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You can't do that. That's just not reality. It's kind of like Domino's when they were delivering within 30 minutes. They had to stop doing that because, yeah, it's nice in theory, but drivers were getting killed. Racing, it's just unrealistic. And same thing as Amazon's backed off with their deal with getting it delivered. If they had lockers set up in your local area and everything else to try to get it, it's just not reality. So that we've seen that back off with Amazon even. But these buyers, they get so impatient, and they think that they can, some of them, and it's not all buyers, most of the buyers are great. But you get some that have just been ridiculous and abusive towards the sellers. The problem that's added to is that eBay's policy, Jamie Iannone's running all over the world bragging about how he's increased the profits and he's all on the seller's side and he's not on the seller's side. All of their policies in the eBay seller preferences is about hostility towards the seller. Everything is the seller's fault. I'm not making this up. I've been selling for over 20 years on eBay. And here's an example, one example right off the bat. We can't control, we get an order, we fill the order, we put the shipping on the order, USPS, UPS, FedEx, whatever it is, and ship it out, drop it off at and ship it out. And it's in the carrier's hands, UPS, Post Office, FedEx, whoever it is, it's in their hands now. It's out of our hands. Anybody that's 3 years old can understand this. But as soon as that buyer has an issue, not only being impatient about it showing up, and then emails, I need the tracking. Well, the tracking was sent to you and it was shipped. Look in your email. This is just unbelievable, some of these buyers. And they can't do anything for themselves anymore. This is the younger generations, majority of younger generations, it's like if they want something to eat, they got to wait for somebody to DoorDash to drive up to their door. They can't go get something to eat. They just can't survive if somebody's not catering to them. It's unbelievable. So if that package doesn't show up, and everybody's dealt with this, where you're waiting for a package and you look at the tracking and the tracking's not moving. It's not updated. It's like it's stuck somewhere for days and days. And it even says tracking is not updated. What is wrong with these carriers doing their job? I had a package that I sent from San Diego to Los Angeles, 90 miles. This is a true story. Several years ago. And it took 2.5 weeks to get there. Where did it go? I mean, are you kidding? And I understand that they move billions of packages. But if you're paying for this, we need to be able to have a way to find out where that package is. You can't. There's no customer service. UPS, post office, you can't get a hold of anybody, and everybody knows that. You can't get a hold of anybody. And if you do, they don't speak English or barely speak English. They're in some other country. And it's worthless to talk to them. You don't get anywhere. You don't not only don't understand them, they don't understand you, but you just sit there frustrated because, wow, are you kidding? You don't understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's common sense. That's their job. But they can't help you, and they don't help you. eBay's worse, the worst of everybody. And it's no exaggeration. Everybody knows it's a seller, or even buyers, that you can't get a hold of eBay and find out anything. These people are in the Philippines, they're in different countries, this customer service. It's hard to get a hold of them in the first place. They don't make it obvious where you go to get a hold of somebody. And as soon as you do get a hold of somebody, they act like they speak English, but they're not fluent. They don't understand it. If people don't understand this, you're younger and you just don't understand. Fluency is very, very important. And different things said in different languages mean different things. So when you translate and stuff, it just doesn't always mean the same thing. So when we say something in English that we just are used to saying about the problem, they'll ask you, like, I've had it 8, 9, 10 times, ask me the same question. I said, my God, I've explained this 8 or 10 times. And you're trying to be patient with them. Instead of getting mad, because at this point, 8 or 10 times, you're actually furious that they don't understand what you're saying. Jamie Iannone, they don't understand, and this is part of your program, because it's allowing you to refuse sellers being treated properly. We aren't. We're having packages, products that we sell stolen from us, and you're facilitating it. Yes, you are facilitating it. And don't tell me you don't know about it. If you're in a closet and you don't know what's going on with your corporation, then you need to resign or get fired and criminally charged for what's going on. This is theft. This is fraud and theft that you're facilitating through your buyers. Your buyers, I just had another example. This has happened several times. And this is not myself only. This is millions of sellers that are crying online, trying to get answers and help, and there is none. eBay is hostile about helping anybody. I had to confront Jamie Iannone on LinkedIn, brutally confront him with the truth, and he finally got Jordan Trent, this worthless criminal executive, to contact me, admitted they had stolen over $10,400 from me, admitted it in writing, but only gave me $744 back, and lied about eBay policy, written policy, lied that they didn't owe any more to me because the policy said they didn't owe, which is not true. I had it in writing. But their attitude is, once we make a decision, it's final. And they disappear. You can't contact them again. Even if you have an email address, they block it. They block it. And then they threaten you, if you keep contacting them, that they're going to close your account. It's hostile as anything. It's unbelievable. It's their word or no word, and they're not going to deal with it. But when I confronted Jamie Iannone, he had no choice. The whole world was looking at what happened, what was going on, and I had proof, and I was posting the proof. And the whole world's looking at my profile, they're just like going, whoa, because it was true. So people address Jamie Iannone, just doesn't matter what he writes, a post, just answer that post, whatever it is. If it applies to what you're talking about, then great, even better. But it doesn't matter. Just reply to it and put in there what your problem is and give facts. Post facts, proof, pictures. This is unbelievable what's going on. Here I got another buyer that claims I sent him a black, broken, corroded, moldy gasket, and he wants his money back. There's no way I sent him that. 20 years. I have a top-rated account. If I was doing that, I would be banned from eBay long time ago. And it's my business. Why would I be doing that and jeopardizing my business? I wouldn't. But these people, these representatives that you contact to get a hold of, and I put in a claim that here's what they do. They force you. You have nobody you can talk to about it. So what you have to do is accept the return. You can't do anything else. You can't refute it right then and there. Because he just keeps saying, I need a refund. You sent me. And no matter what you say in return, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything. So you have to accept it and then send in pictures that it was, and eBay policy states that they can't send back something that's not in original condition or send something back other than what you shipped them. The problem is, who's proving this? Nobody. They claim to be doing this. I received it. I put in a complaint that it was not what I shipped them. Showed the pictures. And showed the picture of what I shipped him. Brand new gasket in a box, brand new box. And they refused it. And gave the buyer a refund. Are you kidding me? And their response, the reasoning was, that the buyer, I couldn't prove the buyer sent it back. I couldn't prove that the buyer caused it not to be in original condition. What? This is insane. And this is unbelievable what's going on here. Now they're wording the email of refusal. Who else is going to send it back? The buyer is who I sent the label to. So what are you talking about, eBay? They're facilitating buyers stealing our products. They're just going along with the buyer. It's our fault, seller's fault all the time. This is their policy. And it's going back to what I was talking about shipping. If it doesn't show up, it's been a week or so and it hasn't showed up, whose fault is it? It's not the post office. It's not UPS, because eBay can't do anything to them. They can't go after them. Instead of doing their job, and as a business, eBay themselves, they're at fault at this point if they can't correct UPS. We don't have any way to deal with the UPS or post office. They're the ones, it's their shipping label that we print, eBay. but they won't support the seller. It's the seller's fault that UPS or post office didn't deliver it. It's our fault. So we have to give them another one or give them their money back. When it had nothing, we did our job. We shipped it out. It's not our responsibility anymore. It's just unbelievable what's going on. But the problem is, the person that's getting in the middle here, the rep, eBay rep, they don't even understand when you say what happened. They're not even understanding, but also they're sending back these generic, and it's the same response. I've had it several times. Exact same written response that you can't prove that the buyer caused it to be not in original condition. So the buyer gets a refund. What? I mean, this is insane. So now, that's not bad enough. You can appeal it. Supposedly. It's in writing. eBay policy. You can appeal it. Problem is, appeal the outcome of a case as a seller. If you don't agree with our resolution when we've stepped in to help resolve an issue, you can appeal by providing new information within 30 calendar days of the case being closed. It's written policy. It's written policy right there. These are the options. Here's the outcome of the case. So they gave the person back. Down at the bottom it says, if you disagree with the outcome, you can send an appeal. So click on that link. What happens? It goes to here. And it gives you the option to appeal. What happens there? Click on appeal. Here's the case right here. Appeal your case. Select an item to get started. So I'm going to select this. The case can't be appealed. The case is closed. It can't be appealed. There's nothing else you can do. So they claim that it can be appealed. But in reality, when you go to do it, there's a block wall. If you don't agree with our resolution, we've stepped in to help resolve an issue, you can appeal by providing new information within 30 calendar days of the case being closed. Okay? So let's go back to the case. January, how you paid. January 15th, deducted from available funds. The case was decided in the buyer's favor. This was January 15th. Today is February 3rd. And it says it's 15 days or so. It's not even 30 days. It says that I can't appeal. Case can't be appealed. It's only been like 2 weeks. It's not even a month. So they're lying. eBay is lying, and this is criminal. This is fraud by eBay. They're lying to the seller that we can appeal this, but they're blocking us from doing so when we try to do it. This is what we run into all the time with eBay. They do not support the seller. They have these written rules, but they're violating their own policies. constantly. Just like Jordan Trent did, they owe me $10,400. The policy was right there. He said it was about numbers of defects. And it was 3 or more, but he said it was 2. No, it's not. And the 2 was caused by their reps approving things they shouldn't have approved. It wasn't even my fault, but I'm to blame because I'm the seller. They don't blame anything on the buyer. They don't want to attack the buyer. They want to leave the buyers alone. The buyers can do whatever they want. They can abuse the sellers. They don't attack them. I reported buyers so many times, they do nothing. For criminal things that the buyers are doing. This is criminal what this buyer's doing here. He sent me back pictures of a gasket, and he had my gasket in the side of the picture. It was to the right in the picture. Mine. He forgot it was there. That was mine in the box I sent it in. And then he had the other old gasket he took off his refrigerator because he wants to replace the gasket free. So he's going to order it, and then he's going to claim his old gasket is the one I sent him. That's what he did. And eBay allowed it because the person that viewed the picture not only doesn't care because they have to support the buyer, but they write this email in refusal that states that we can't prove. We reviewed this case and decided to issue the buyer a full refund. Here it is. This case is now closed. The refund amount will be removed from from you by eBay. Right at the top. Case is closed. We reviewed this case and decided to issue the buyer a full refund. We understand that you received your item in a different condition than when you shipped it, but unfortunately we couldn't determine that this was caused by the buyer or that this was something in the buyer's control. Are you kidding me? The buyer packed it up, put the label on it I sent him. Of course it had to do with the buyer. This is the BS that they're doing. This is a generically written, I've had this exact worded email in refusal sent back to me more than once. A refund was sent back to the buyer January 15th. Like I said, that was the close date. The refund includes purchase price plus original shipping. Refund amount will be recovered from you. They give you no choice at all to resolve this. Now, you're supposed to be able to go in and do an appeal. And as I said, you saw, you can't. It's refused. It's closed. It can't be appealed. Even though it states on the previous page, click on the bottom if you disagree. You do what it says. The policy's supposed to be there in effect, but once you get to the appeal page, it refuses you. So there's nothing you can do. Now I got to call in and I got to force this issue with somebody that doesn't speak English hardly at all. And you can't get anywhere with them. I mean, it's refused. And they lie to you. Constantly lie to you. This is what Jamie Iannone is running. A fraudulent eBay business that is stealing from the sellers. The hostility, the fraud towards the sellers is unbelievable. It's not just me. This is what everybody's getting. When a buyer doesn't want to do the right thing and be criminal, they're getting away with it. And eBay's allowing it. Even though they have policies that say, report an abusive buyer. I got one this morning. I reported I reported this guy. So here's what I got. This is what happens when you report somebody. Nothing. We tried looking into your report. That's the subject line. And when I read that, I was like, oh yeah, of course. BS again. We tried looking into your report. Unbelievable. We need more info from you, which is actually not the case. Because what they do, as we read down, you'll find thanks again for reporting the content to be problematic on our site. He wrote a horrible review of me because of this email, of this gasket, he said. He's lying about it. We looked into your report and couldn't find the content you were reporting based on the information you provided to us. Therefore, we couldn't take any action on your report. This test determination was made by a customer service agent. Just a regular rep. Somebody in some other country that doesn't give a crap, doesn't understand English, they speak another language. If you report content that is included in the above reference ID, we'll send a separate email once we've made a decision. What this means for you? They didn't put anything. There's nothing there. Thank you for being part of the eBay community. Thanks, eBay. Please don't reply to this message. It was sent from an address that doesn't accept incoming mail. And that's common. They don't allow you to respond. Right there, it's black and white. They don't allow you to respond. So if you want to respond, tough luck. You can't ever respond to their emails because they won't, they're addresses that don't receive incoming mail. It's unbelievable. They will not solve your problem. This is, I just got that email this morning reporting that buyer. It doesn't do any good. You can't do anything. You try to do everything you can possibly do to address this person in one way or another, and they just keep refusing you. They're not doing their job. They're lying to the sellers. They're abusive to the sellers. You report abusive buyers, doesn't do any good. So here's the deal, eBay, Jamie Iannone. Okay? I'm going to finally get to the bottom of this. And I'm going to be reporting you to what's going to hurt. Okay? It's going to hurt. Big time. It's called the Federal Trade Commission. And I'm going to tell everybody else how to do this. I know that we have we're as sellers, we're like, we can't do anything. They're stealing from us and we can't do anything. But the same thing goes with people want to keep paying their bills. So they keep going on with it, even though they don't want to, because they got to sell their products and survive. And eBay knows this dilemma that sellers are in. And they're abusing and taking advantage of these sellers and not helping them and backing these sellers. You are not backed by eBay when you are a seller. You are abused, severely abused, and everything is your fault. If there's a problem, the default is that it's the seller's fault. It goes against the seller. The buyer wins always. This is not an exaggeration. It's a fact. And it's written, actually, in different policies, like at the end of it, it'll say, and if we can't get a resolution, like the shipping, it goes back to the seller's fault. It doesn't say it in those exact words, but it puts it back on the seller. Everything is a seller's responsibility and fault. So the seller's responsible for everything, even out of our control. We're at fault. It's unbelievable. So, I'm not joking about the Federal Trade Commission. Jamie Iannone. I'm going to be reporting you for fraud and improper trade practices and hostility towards sellers and facilitating the stealing of our products. This is FTC.gov about FTC and contact. That's the page I'm on right now. Up at the top here, it says report fraud. There's another page I have open here, which is, I think this is the complaint page. It's going to open right now. Anti-competitive practices. This is things that they're doing wrong, and you can read through this. You want to file a complaint. Here's the Federal Trade Commission. Federal Trade Commission report fraud.ftc.gov. And because the government's shut down right now, we're not going to be able to see these pages. That's ridiculous because the website still works even though the government's shut down, but they shut it down physically. Because it's on a server, it's not going to change. But FTC.gov, report fraud.ftc.gov. So we need to go to, everybody out there, you need to file a complaint with the FTC and give details. Please do not exaggerate. Be specific. Give example and give proof. We have to go after eBay with the FTC. The FTC will yank their license and file criminal charges against Jamie Iannone and eBay, all the eBay execs that are facilitating this fraud, which is all of them, because it's their generic emails. They're specifically written to refuse us as sellers proper action. This guy stole from me, but they're not giving me a chance to correct it. And they're refusing me immediately. And when I try to appeal, you saw it. You can't. Even though it says you can up to 30 days. They're lying to us as sellers. They're stealing from us. Jamie Iannone and eBay are stealing from the sellers. It's not an accusation. It's a fact. You just saw it. They're refusing us proper course of action, legal course of action, to be able to correct these buyers stealing from us. So they are facilitating this. eBay and Jamie Iannone is, and Jordan Trent, and all the reps that are involved in this. This is company-wide. They are given the instructions to send this email out that is BS, a BS excuse that you can't prove the buyer did this on purpose. Excuse me? He packaged the box. He wrote messages in his eBay messages saying it was black and broken, and I sent it to him, and he wants to read. I've already proven it to you. I've shown you the box that I sent him and the gasket I sent him. Proof, picture of what he received. And in his pictures, he had the gasket that I sent him in the right side of the picture. But he put the gasket he's claiming I sent in the middle of the picture. He didn't realize the other gasket was, and I brought it up to him. But eBay doesn't allow you to remove pictures, so he couldn't change it. So he's kind of screwed himself over at that point. But because of the way eBay is hostile and abusive to the seller and gives the buyer everything they ask for, even the criminals, and sides with them and facilitates their stealing of the product from us and then giving them money back, so now they get to keep the product, put it on their refrigerator, and get a free gasket because eBay helped them to commit this theft in their generic email and blocking of us of appealing and everything else. So eBay is part of this scheme with buyers. Jamie Iannone is a criminal that is facilitating these buyers of stealing from us. eBay is facilitating the stealing of products from all sellers that it's happened to. And I know there's millions of them because I've gone on websites and read, and it's happening to everybody. They're taking money and they're holding people's money. When a buyer makes a complaint, they won't give their money back. This could be large amounts of money. Even if it's $220 like mine. To me, that's a large amount of money because I'm trying to pay my bills. But they're stealing my products. And we have no course of action. And this is America. We have a right to a legal course of action. eBay is blocking that. They are blocking us, as you saw. Appeal, you can't appeal. It's closed. You can't appeal. When it states the page before, and everywhere on the website that you can appeal, in the email, everything. Tells me I can, up to 30 days, appeal. So they're lying to us. FTC, please help us. This is millions of people here. And I need a lawyer out there that does this as for a living. That can help me help millions of us to get this corrected and adjudicated against eBay and Jamie Iannone and Jordan Trent and everybody else involved. Adjudicated so that these criminals can stop doing this to us. Please, a lawyer out there, please contact me that does this. Deals with the Federal Trade Commission and others. There's other organizations. This is the main one. And the lawyers know who those are because you file those lawsuits all the time. This is basically, we're a business out here, sellers. So you're messing with the businesses. You're criminally messing with our business when you're doing what you're doing, eBay and Jamie Iannone. And Jamie, you need to stop running all over the world and bragging with these groups of people that you got people that in so many countries that don't make hardly any money at all. And they're just like, they'll allow you to abuse them as much as you want because they're just thankful they're getting some kind of money from selling on eBay. So you're exploiting that where they're not on principles like we are. That's why you have other people, reps, that don't speak English because you don't care about doing things right. You want people you can puppet and manipulate to do like you're doing here. Getting decisions against the seller, even though we have proof showing that the buyer is committing fraud and stealing. You want these people you can puppet, these reps, and that's what you're doing. This is the same reason I had a problem before and they stole $10,400 because they had the reps approving returns that should never have been approved. But they approved them anyways. And to get it turned back around, it took me a year and a half. And attacking Jamie Iannone, the CEO of eBay, on LinkedIn. And finally he gave in because the whole world was looking at him. And had Jordan Trent contact me. In the process, my dog ended up dying because they took so much money from me, I couldn't take him to the vet. He had an infection that could have been solved. But I didn't have the money to take him to the vet. Vets are outrageous. People know that. They killed my dog. You killed my dog, eBay. Jamie Iannone. Unbelievable. Because of your criminal actions. There's 7 people in prison right now for what they did to sellers. It's like a mafia type of situation. This is continuing with Jamie Iannone. This needs to stop. And I need some lawyers to contact me to put this to a stop. These sellers do not need to be abused and criminally taken advantage of like this and stolen from. These unbelievably worded emails saying we can't prove that they can't, that the buyer caused it. The buyer packaged it. The buyer put messages showing, lying about the gasket. The buyer had everything to do with it. And there's proof of that. So now I got to try to find out. I got to call them or trying to get them to call me and talk to somebody and hope I get somebody that speaks English that's in America. Occasionally you do. That will start an investigation about this. I don't have much luck. Hope. But I'm not going to stop. That's why I'm doing this and outing this criminality by eBay and Jamie Iannone and Jordan Trent. I showed you the facts. It's criminal what they're doing. They're telling us that we can appeal and blocking us from doing it when we tried to. It's only been 15 days. They said it's 30 days. It's not true. And this is what they're doing to millions of sellers. We have no recourse. And you can't get a hold of them. It's not like you can call a phone number and they'll answer and speak like normal. No. You have people that don't even understand what you're saying. And their accents, you can't even understand them. Because they don't speak English as their first language. And they're not fluent. And they don't understand all the words of English. So even if they speak a little bit of English, broken, they don't understand what you're saying. And they don't care. Because they have generic emails to respond and turn us away as sellers because we don't have a right to win the case. That's eBay's policy. Even though they state opposite on the website. Their policies state that they support, but then at the bottom, like I said, it's always the seller's fault. This is criminal. This needs to stop. And I need help from or lawyers. Please contact me. Wherever this video is, there's going to be contact information. This has gotten past the BS situation. This is criminal, and this needs to stop. So, once again, this is Michael Riley. Please, also, other people that this is happening to, and there's millions of you, send me your complaint. I'm going to be starting a website very soon. I'm not going to say the name of it because I haven't registered it yet, but it's going to be in the next week. And I have my own web server, and I'm a web developer, so I do all this, and I have it up in 5 minutes. That is going to be for people to report eBay stealing from the sellers. So the sellers, I'll update this and in the comments section, information section, what the website address is for you to go on there and be able to supply your information to me so we can give that. It's like a class action in a way. I need that proof from you, all of you, millions of you, to give to the lawyers. Okay? First question is, do you have any proof? And when I hand it all over to the lawyers, they're like, oh my God, you did a lot of work. Yes. And you guys are going to have to do that work with me. Send me your information. Please be factual. Don't exaggerate. Give proof, pictures, screenshots, everything of what eBay's done to you. And send it to me. Okay? I know it takes some time because I've spent unbelievable numbers of hours dealing with this garbage of them stealing with me, trying to present something back to them and prove when I shouldn't have to do that. This gasket is common sense. The picture shows. The picture shows. I shouldn't even have to say a word. And my record, a top rated seller, 20 plus years. They should be looking at the buyer, but I get proof. So all of you need to do this. We need to address this and get Jamie Iannone thrown out and hopefully jailed and prosecuted for his crimes of this organization he's running that is extremely hostile and criminal towards sellers. Sellers don't have a chance here if a buyer says anything. We're the one responsible and they go against us. Doesn't matter what we do. I showed you. You try to do what they say to do and it just blocks you. You got no choice to win it. No chance. Because they're just going to go with the buyer. In that email, you can't prove the buyer didn't caused it. So they're taking the side of the buyer right off the bat. That's a generic email that they send out on every one of them. So they're automatically against the seller right off the bat. That email proves it. And I've got multiples of them. It's not once written email. That's the same email they send out when you get in this situation and try to go against the buyer and report the buyer. They just refuse you. Just like that email that I reported him. There's no, what we're going to do. It's blank. They don't care. They're not going to do anything. Their policies don't mean anything. So they're lying to all the sellers and everybody in the world with their policies on their website. They don't follow them. They violate them. I addressed that with him, Jordan, last time. That he violated it and said he didn't owe me more than $744. He violated their own written policy, and I sent a proof of it, a picture of it, screenshot, that he was wrong. He was lying. He disappeared. He doesn't care. Because who's going to go after him? It's really extremely difficult to address these people for their wrongs. That's why we need a lawyer and the Federal Trade Commission to go after them as a corporation that is defrauding sellers unbelievably, and the abuse, the hostility, but stealing from us, facilitating buyers from stealing with us. I showed you. They already have a preset with their responses in email that they're on the side of the buyer. Doesn't matter what your proof is. I can't prove that they caused it, buyer caused it to be not. What kind of response is that? It's a no nonsense. It's a nonsense response. No sense at all. It's to give an excuse that they think the stupid people will accept. I'm not one of the stupid people. I'm not accepting that. And I need help, lawyers, please. I'm begging you to contact me to address this. This is a multi-billion-dollar settlement lawsuit. But more importantly, criminal lawsuit against eBay and Jamie Iannone and Jordan Trent and everybody else that is facilitating these theft and hostility towards and abuse of sellers. Their policies say they protect us. I've already shown you they don't. They're against us totally. And their actions in the end, it's amazing that they would actually send out the proof against them. Their email worded that way, that is on the side of the buyer immediately, and it's a generic common email they send all the time in response to refusing and trying to complain about the buyer trying to steal from you. They're not going to go on your side. They're not. They already have it set in stone, the email. It's written. It's the same email they send out all the time. I've had multiple of them. So once again, it's Michael Riley. Please, lawyers and everybody, every seller, please take some time and send this information to me. So I have information to send to the FTC, to the lawyer, give to the lawyer, and also the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, FTC.gov. And there's a complaint. You just find how you file a complaint. And be specific, don't exaggerate, and give examples and proof, please. All right, it's February 3rd. I'm going to be posting this on several different places. And we need to stop this criminality by Jamie Iannone and eBay and Jordan Trent and all the others. We got to stop it. This is terrible. Sellers are being abused, and we don't deserve this, and stolen from. Billions of dollars worth of products. This is unbelievable. We're entrusting them to sell our products, and they're allowing the buyers to steal them from. They're helping the buyers steal them from us. This is criminal. So, thanks for watching. Please like the video if you do. It really matters. And subscribe to me so we can get this. I can get this out more and more for more people to see. We've got to stop this abuse and this criminality. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye. Hello, my name is Michael Riley. I'm dealing with some dental stuff, so it's kind of hard to talk right now. But I'm furious at the moment. Furious. I've been selling on eBay for over 20 years, and eBay is facilitating buyers in stealing from sellers. It's not an accusation, it's a truth. If you go on the web, you'll find a lot of people have posted this over the years, and it's getting worse. Here we got Jamie Iannone running all over the world bragging about how good he's doing and how good the sellers are. And you know what? And these sellers are they must be new sellers, because most of them, because they wouldn't be supporting his BS. They would be furious too with what's going on. We got buyers that are just stealing from us. They're buying a product from me, I sell appliance parts. So they'll buy a gasket for a refrigerator, and they get it, and they say, this last one today is the final result of it, but it was about a month or so ago, and he messaged me back and sent me a picture of the gasket that it's broken. He uses the word broken. Who uses that word? No normal person uses that word broken for a door gasket. You can't, it's rubber. You're not going to break it. These are really uneducated people that are doing this. For the most part, it claims that it's ripped. It's all black. It's a white gasket. I've been selling these, and I buy them right from the factory, and I ship them out right from the factory, and they ship them out to them. They're brand new. I've been doing this for 20 years. Why am I going to jeopardize my business? This is just part of my business, selling on eBay. Why am I going to jeopardize my business sending a part that's ripped? Where am I even going to get it? I mean, this is insane. But this is what's happening. Buyers know they can do chargebacks, and the money gets taken away from the seller immediately. And it's like 8 weeks, or it doesn't end up being 8 weeks. It ends up being like 4 or 5 months sometimes. This last one was. This is absolutely ridiculous. But they know that they know how to manipulate the system to try to get their money back and lie about things. Normally, if you have people with common sense that aren't stupid, monitoring and doing the moderating of overseeing the complaints and understand English, That's not the case here. These people, Philippines and every other place in the world, are answering the phone when we call and try to get customer service. These people repeatedly ask the same questions. Why? Because they don't understand what we're saying. They may be able to speak a little bit of English, but that doesn't mean they comprehend what we're saying. They're not fluent. And this is getting really despicable. I've had people like 8, 10 times asking me, no exaggeration, asking me the same thing. I said, do you even understand what I'm saying? I've said this 4 or 5 times already. I've said it 6 or 7 times now. You're asking me the same question. You don't understand what I'm saying. This is the case. And this is what we have to deal with. They don't even understand what, so they just rule that in favor of the buyer. Everything that happens on eBay is the seller's fault. We got, if the UPS or the post office doesn't delivers the wrong house, it's our fault. That has nothing to do with us. We post an item, the buyer buys it, we package it, we ship it. When it's out of our hands, that's not our problem anymore. But yes, it is. eBay blames that on us. If the carrier screws up. They make all these promises that, like the condition of a returned item. If somebody returns an item, and it's a clear policy, and it makes you feel good when you read it. But they're not enforcing it. It's BS. It's just written in black and white as a policy, but they're siding with the buyer. This guy sent this gasket back. It was ripped, black. It was the old gasket he took off the refrigerator to put my brand new one on his refrigerator. And then claimed I sent him the ripped and black and moldy and the one that he took off the refrigerator. Yeah, so he can get his money back. Because he knows that these representatives, they're just left and right approving and denying when we put in a complaint that he sent back the wrong gasket and that it's a used gasket, that their policy is condition of returned item. If a buyer returns an item, it should be returned in the same condition in which it was received. And it should include all items that were in the original package. It's not in the same condition. So what do? They send me back when I sent pictures and everything. This guy even accidentally, when you upload pictures on eBay for a complaint or something, once it gets uploaded, you can't remove it. So you better have wanted to send it. He screwed up and sent the picture of the gasket I sent him, the brand new one, that showed no damage. And then he put 2 other pictures with the black, and it was night and day, next to each other, 3 pictures. One of them was the gasket that I sent him. And I was like, yeah, see, that's the gasket I sent you. No, the one you sent me was the other 2 pictures. I mean, it's clear that he just ruined it for himself, his lie. But not with eBay. Their response back? 2 days. We understand that you received your item in a different condition. It's not my item. He sent back his old gasket, so it's not even my item. In a different condition? It's a used part that he took off his refrigerator. And I explained that. But they don't understand the English. In different condition than when you shipped it. It's not in a different condition than when I shipped it. It's a different gasket. And I told them that. But unfortunately, we couldn't determine that this was caused by the buyer, or that this was something in the buyer's control. Yeah, it was. If you read the eBay messages and you read what I wrote and the pictures that he put up, he's lying. He's sending back his old gasket that's moldy and dirty and ripped and black. And he had a picture of my gasket that he uploaded by accident that shows that he had it in that box. And I even sent him a picture of pre-shipment of the gasket in the box. It's the same gasket, same box. And this is what and that they're refunding him. We decided to issue the buyer a full refund. We received the case. Are you kidding me? This is insane. eBay is siding with these buyers, stealing from us when we give them clear proof. And they give us this is the same email they always send. I've had it before. Same wording. So it's just a generic email that they send all the sellers when they're siding with the buyer to keep the buyer happy. This buyer violated eBay's policies. He needs to be banned from eBay, but they won't do it because they are on the side of the buyer. So Jamie can run around here around the world and say how great the sellers are when he's lying. He's an absolute liar. And he's part of this. He knows this is going on because people are telling him and have been for years. He knows what's going on. He knows they're stealing from us. These generic emails, they're already figured out. Send it to them when you get a seller saying that somebody sent it back. They have a clear policy. But they're not enforcing it. They're going against it and just giving the money back anyways to the buyers. People need to start speaking up. And you need to all address Jamie Iannone. Okay? Jamie Iannone. It starts with an I. I think it's I have to look it up. It's a different spelling. I think it's Iannone or something like that. I can bring it up, but Jamie, Jamie, he's on LinkedIn. You can find it. Jamie Iannone, Iannone. Iannone, Nonne. I believe that's the spelling. Iannone. And address him. Just go into one of his posts and just respond to any post and just start. But when you do this, give facts. Okay? Attach a picture of your email or whatever. Give facts. Don't just throw out stuff that you don't have proof for. Okay? But I need everybody all over the world to do this. I've been contacted by a lot of people that they're being ripped off. They're not being paid for their products. They have money being held because a buyer will say something was damaged or something. They don't get their parts or whatever they shipped out back when the buyer complains. And you have to get but that eBay's not enforcing getting our product back. They're helping the buyers steal from us. They get clear evidence that the buyer's lying, but they side with the buyer. That's facilitating theft. And eBay is doing this on a grand scale. This gets into the millions, I'm sure. This is to every seller is having this happen to them. I mean, I know every seller because this is a generic letter. I've been selling for over 20 years. And this keeps happening occasionally when you get a criminal buyer. And they know how to try to go against the system and work it. They do. They know. We need sellers to start speaking up. I understand that you're worried about losing your income if you say anything, and that's terrible. That we should worry about telling the truth and stopping this theft. That eBay's going to ban you, because when they do, I've had plenty of people tell me they won't even respond to them once they ban them. They're like, we are the authority, and when we say something, it goes, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because of their policy about arbitration, and you can't really sue them. Yeah, they feel like they can't be touched. But they can be touched in the public. And that's what you need to do. You need to address these people, Jamie Iannone, the CEO, about the theft that's going on from eBay. And let the world know what is going on here. This has to stop. And there will be a federal lawsuit. It's going to get into fair trade and all that. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know all the ins and outs of it. So I want to be careful to not act like I really know something about how the legal process will go. But it gets difficult, or there's a different path. Let me say it that way, because of the way they have their arbitration, everything set up. What eBay does in their business. It's like you can't just go in there and sue them because there has to be an arbitration process, and it's to me it's criminal protectionism for them to do whatever they want. They have the final say. I mean, it's not even justice. It's not America. As far as Americans that are on there selling, this isn't America. It's not a one-way. This is not a one-way deal here. We have a right, when you've done us wrong, to legally address you. So if you're going to block that, and the justice system is going to allow you to block it, and lawyers, crooked lawyers, then we go public with it. Nothing worse than, it's like taking down a dictator or a leader in a country on the internet. It's happened. And it's easy to take Iannone down for this criminal facilitating these buyers and backing them with stupid reps and moderators that are looking at this proof and don't know what they're doing and don't understand English and are just blanketly approving all of them in the buyer's favor when they're the ones being a criminal and stealing from us. We don't get our product back. I got an old moldy gasket. $200 product. I don't have my product. This guy stole from me and eBay helped him. And I know I've heard of examples, thousands and thousands of dollars for items that people have sold and not got their product back. This is criminal. And this needs to stop. People stop just talking about it. Speak up. Speak up loudly, and please, everybody that has this happen to them, say something. Go on LinkedIn. Jamie Iannone's on there. Go to one of his posts. Doesn't matter if he's bragging about somebody, about his seller. Just go in and respond to one of the posts. Put some proof on there too. Be prepared when you go on there and respond. Now, be careful. You got to be civil with this. Because if you don't, you're going to get thrown off LinkedIn. Remember, these sites all have rules. You can't just speak the truth. It's unbelievable, but just do it and show facts. But also, don't be afraid to say things. Let me give you a hint here. You do have to be careful about defamation if you're lying. Defamation is knowingly telling a lie about somebody to damage their reputation, or will end up damaging their reputation because it's a lie. If you're telling the truth and you have proof, that's why I said, post the proof. Post the email, post whatever you got, refusal, and the condition it was in, pictures. Show the proof. And then the other thing that you want to do is not make a direct accusation. You know how they're always careful about the alleged murderer type of thing? Alleged? Because you're not saying absolutely he's the murderer. So it's kind of similar to that. In this case, what you want to do, and I learned this from a lawyer a long time ago, pose it as a question. Okay? So you could say something like, it's obvious, isn't it obvious that this is theft by Iannone? Just like I say, he's facilitating. I'm not saying he's stealing, but he is helping them, the buyers steal. I know in this example, the buyer's stealing from me. eBay and Jamie Iannone is facilitating because that's their policy, but they're not enforcing it. So that's an absolute. But if I wasn't sure about it, then I would say, don't you think that this is stealing by Jamie Iannone? Question mark. I'm asking a question. So I'm not saying Jamie Iannone stole it, because I can't say that. I don't have proof of that. But their policy says this, and he's not backing their policy. He's the CEO. He's in charge of making sure all those policies are followed. That's his job as the CEO, is to make sure all the policies of eBay are being followed. Sure, he's not the one doing it because he's got other employees, but he's in charge of making sure everybody is doing their job properly, and eBay is following their own policies. They're not following their own policies. They're violating their own policies constantly, and I've already addressed them about it. I've addressed Iannone about it on LinkedIn. Let me tell you what happens. When I did this last time, they stole $10,464 from me. eBay did. And I was furious. And I went on and I addressed him about it. I had proof. I went on for days. The whole world was watching. I had people looking at my, because you can see when they look at your profile, I had people from all over the world. And a large majority were eBay employees. And who knows who else it was. But it was all over the world, United States, everywhere in the world, looking at my profile. Who is this guy? It didn't affect me. It didn't make me feel big or anything like that. But I thought it was really interesting that there was interest about what was being said to Jamie Iannone. So there is an audience out there that listens. So don't hesitate but be prepared, okay? You're going to have people that will address you. I didn't really have anybody negatively address me. I didn't. They were not surprised. Because people know what Jamie Iannone's getting away with right now. And it's criminality. I'm positive of it, I'm sure, I think. See how I just turned it into a question? I think, question mark? I am very convinced from the facts that I've seen and the proof that I have that it looks like there's different forms of criminality, I think. See, I think. Turn it into a question. I'm pretty positive of it, but I don't know, I don't have proof of all the criminality. So I can't say definitively that it's, but this is why we need everybody to speak up with proof. Once we get proof, we can blow away their arbitration deal and go into a class action. This gets into a fair trade issue and consumer fraud. it's going to blow that out of the water, and the feds are going to get involved. They've already got involved and put a couple people in prison, 7 of them, a couple years ago. Yeah. But it was like mobster action towards some sellers. It was unbelievable. And this is the way they are. They believe that they've got all this power and you are nobody. This is why they treat us this way. Like we're nobody. Sorry, we are somebody. And you might get away with that with the foreigners in different countries because they have, some of them, very difficult lives and they don't get paid much, so they're thrilled and they'll put up with the abuse of eBay. If they take money away or they don't get the product back, they'll take that abuse. We won't, because we know better and we have a justice system that's supposed to be working. And they're thwarting the justice system with this arbitration garbage, and we need to force and get past that. Lawyers, any lawyers that are watching this, please contact me. I've had such terrible luck with lawyers here in the last few years. With different cases I've had to, just terrible, just horrible lawyers. I know there's some good lawyers out there. So if you're into consumer fraud and that kind of lawyer work, please contact me. If you believe that you can help us, I'm talking about, there's probably millions of people who deal with this. This is huge. This is every seller on eBay. There's millions. Has this problem, I'm sure of it. This is a generic letter. I've had it many times. Same wording. One person didn't write this. They copy and paste it and put their name on it. Every one of them does. Same letter. Because they side with the buyer all the time. The only time I've ever had success was fighting in an appeal and say, what is wrong with you? He sent back this is a true case. He sent back a bag of clothes, and a box of clothes, and it was supposed to be a gasket. How do you think this is not in the same condition? It's not even the gasket. This is how stupid they are. This is how stupid eBay reps and moderators are. Jordan Trent of the executive department, he ripped me off. He only gave me back $744 out of $10,460 some dollars and lied about the policy and sent me the policy over an email. I talked to him on the phone, which is unusual, but it's because I attacked Jamie Iannone, and he finally contacted him and said, please take care of this guy. Contact him. He lied to me. Jordan Trent. He's a piece of garbage. I don't need to put a question mark next to that one. He's a piece of garbage. He ripped me off, and I got proof of it. They still owe me. It was $10,400 and some. He gave me like $744. And then he said he's done. He's not going to answer anymore, and they just disappear. That's the way they are. They have the last word. So he lies to me. He's a criminal. He didn't pay me back what they owe me, and he violated eBay's policies in doing so, and the excuse that he made, which is against eBay policy. He owes me. They owe me the rest of that money. It's unbelievable. And same thing with these. When we're selling stuff to the buyers, and then these criminal buyers, and there's a lot of them out there, they're just stealing. They're ordering something and stealing it because they don't want to pay for it. So they make up an excuse that it's damaged and send back their old part. That's what we sent them. No, it isn't. It makes you want to fly to their home because you have their address. I would never do that. I'm going to say that out loud. But that's what it makes you feel like. But I am going to sue this person that did this buyer. In his local court, I'm going to sue him. I can't sue eBay, I'm going to sue him. It's $200 gasket. Yes, it's worth it for principle's sake. I want him to be addressed for stealing from me, for fraud. I don't care what it costs. $1,000 for a $200 gasket? I know most people wouldn't do this. And I don't really have the money to do this. But I need this to stop. This is what we live on. And we got these people stealing this, just blatantly stealing it, making up lies and sending back, even though he even put my gasket that I sent him, a picture of it, it showed it was brand new and clean and brand new, not damaged. And then he put 2 other pictures that was his old moldy gasket. So there's 3 pictures next to each other. They don't look anything alike. Any moderator should have seen this, and I pointed it out for them. They still went against me. This is insane. This is how stupid these eBay reps are. They're just absolutely brain dead. Jordan Trent is a smart guy that's a criminal as far as I'm concerned. Because he knew what he was doing. That's the big difference. And I think these moderators have been told also that review these complaints by buyers, that they've been told the same thing. Just put this in, we're siding with the buyer, forget the seller. Screwing the seller over constantly. Millions, probably billions of dollars we've been screwed over and stolen from us in favor of the buyer. That's lying about a complaint that's not true. Just to steal our item that we sold them. So they don't have to pay for it and they get their money back. And they keep the item. This is unbelievable. This is what Jamie Iannone's running. A theft ring. An absolute frickin' theft ring. And he's going around bragging about how much money they're making. Yeah, because they're stealing from us. Sellers, you ought to be furious like I am. Don't hold back. Maybe put a profile up on LinkedIn or something that doesn't identify who you are. If you have proof, cross out your name as a eBay account name. Show the rest of the proof. That's all you need. Court, you can go with, if they need your name, fine. If you go to court. But for proof, block out who you are. Don't put your face on like I'm doing. They can't tell by your face anyways. They don't know who you are. I don't hide myself, face or name-wise. But you can make up a fake account or a different account with maybe, your sister's name or something. It's her account and you use her account type of thing, or your brother's account. So it's not fake. It's just somebody else's account that you're using that doesn't sell on eBay to protect yourself. There's ways to do that where you're not lying yourself. Don't lie yourself when you're talking about somebody lying, okay? Don't do that. It goes to credibility if it ever goes to court. And you don't want to be looked at like Jamie Iannone and these reps that are all liars. And Jordan Trent. As far as I'm concerned, they're all liars. Because they've all lied to me. And the eBay policies, they're not enforcing them. That makes them liars. Jamie Iannone, you're a damn liar. You're running a criminal organization here that's not following your own policies. It says if there's something returned by a buyer, but you're making up this, that if it's not the same item, it's not. It's this old gasket that's moldy. And you damn reps are sending me over if it's not in if it's in a different condition than when it was shipped. Excuse me, it's not even the same part. It's this old gasket, and I explained that. But unfortunately, we couldn't determine that this was caused by the buyer. Excuse me, who's sending it back to you? The buyer. You frickin' morons and liars. The buyer, of course it was caused by the buyer. He packaged it up and sent it back and said it was the gasket that he received. It's not. It's his old gasket. Picture of my gasket that I sent him that was brand new, undamaged. He put up a picture in his messages. And I told you guys that, to go look at it. But you guys don't. You don't understand that. Your moderators and reps do not look at all the information. I went through this a million times before in the past. They didn't even know about pictures and messages. They're like, oh, there is? I said, you didn't look at it? No, they never do. They just answer and do it in the buyer's favor. They don't do it. They don't do any investigation. They don't look at anything. This is just in the buyer's favor. The seller is the one that's always at fault. That's the way eBay runs their business. Post office doesn't deliver it, it's a seller's fault. All the policies in eBay are all against the seller. The seller performance that they have is brutal. It's absolutely just like one of the standards is, it's ridiculous. Of the I can't find it right this second, but it's of the seller standards that if it's not shipped quite on time, there's two of them. If it doesn't get there in time because the carrier is late delivering it, we get docked. It's our fault. And it goes against our standards. And we'll dock you in your account and put you in trouble if the carriers don't get it on time to the buyer. We have no control over that. Are you freaking kidding me, Jamie Iannone? You criminal? Stop abusing the sellers. And that's what it's all about. Constant abuse to the seller. And then he goes out there and brags all over the world how good we are. Screw you, dude. You're a lying piece of crap. This is ridiculous. What the hell's going on here? And people, please speak up. Go on there and let Jamie Iannone have it. Tell the truth. Do not make stuff up. Do not exaggerate. Please don't. Just tell the facts. Okay, we don't need to turn this into, well, that was a bunch of garbage. That wasn't even true with that person. We don't need that. There's millions of people that have truthful things to complain about. That's what we need. Please speak up and give proof. You know, I'm going to try to get a lawyer here. I've talked to several of them. These lawyers are just worthless. They say they do this kind of law and everything else. You call them up and you get intake people. And the intake people are worthless. Absolutely worthless. Oh, we don't do that kind of thing. I want to talk to a lawyer. Why am I talking to some idiot that answers the phone? And you're determining what you do. Sorry. And then some of these lawyers want to charge you $200 for one conversation about whether they would do. Screw you too. You money-hungry idiots. I'm not giving you money to talk to me about whether you take my case. What the hell's wrong with you? Money-hungry idiots. So, I know there's honest lawyers out there. Well, maybe I don't. I hope there are. And if you are one, please contact me. There's millions of people here that are suffering at this abusiveness of Jamie Iannone, the CEO of eBay, Jordan Trent, and criminals like the ones that were put in prison, 7 of them, attacking sellers. I mean, it was brutal. I mean, it was just like the mob, the way they were attacking these people. It's unbelievable. Threatening them, everything else. This is the power that eBay thinks they have, and we can't put up with this anymore. I'm sorry, this got to stop. 200 at a time. This happens 5 times. It's $1,000 they've stolen from me. I'm done with this. This has to stop. They make it so hard to even talk to them in the first place. And when you do, you get some idiot that doesn't even speak English, or speaks English a little bit, but doesn't understand what you're saying. Then they get angry when you say, you don't understand what I'm saying. They get angry. Yeah, it's these foreigners. I want people that speak my language in the United States to talk to. No more of these people in other countries that don't have any clue what I'm talking about. Who can't even understand me and ask me 10 times the same thing because they don't understand English. Pull your head out of your butt, Jamie Iannone. Stop bragging about this stuff that's not true. eBay is in shambles. The sellers, you're abusing the very people that make you money. If we don't have our product on there, you don't make money and you don't have a job. And I'm hoping that comes really soon, where eBay is gone and you are out of a job and in jail for facilitating this criminal action by these buyers, these criminal buyers that are lying and stealing from us sellers. And you're facilitating it by agreeing with them and backing them and not looking at our evidence and with any brain cells at all. When we put it, I had that box closed, supposed to be a gasket, closed gasket, pictures next to each other. I said, look, this is what he sent me, this is what I sent him. They're not the same because they're not. One's clothes, a bag of clothes. One's a gasket. Are you kidding me? You're that freaking stupid? No, they never even looked at the pictures. They just approve it to the buyer. It's policy, apparently. Generic letter. It's just ridiculous. This is criminal to be doing this. You have a policy and you're not even following it. You're violating your own policies. This whole thing is a sham. And I'm calling for Jamie Iannone to be thrown out of eBay. He's leading this criminals organization. These buyers, allowing these buyers to steal from us. It's unbelievable. So resign before you get taken out of the business. I'll finish that sentence so it doesn't sound wrong. Because I know how lawyers are, try to make things up. They're liars. Just like these reps and Jamie Iannone, just absolute liars. So, please, sellers, please. I know most people don't know what to do, but it's real simple. Go on LinkedIn. Go any social media where you see Jamie Iannone. Look it up. eBay CEO. You can find the spelling. It's Iannone, I believe it is. Just go on Google and say eBay CEO's name, and it'll bring up the name. And go on social media and find out where he is, and respond to one of his posts, and just address him with the facts. Do it politely, strongly, directly. Make sure you have proof if you're going to make an accusation. Put the proof up there. Or you can just also say that I would just give exact examples, because that's what really needs. Don't make up. Don't just throw vagueness in there. Don't do that. Give an example. Just be prepared when you go on and find him with the exact story of what happened and an example, and cover up your name in an email and everything else. Just black it out. And then put the proof in front of it. Upload the proof to him so that he can't deny it. That way other people see it. They know that means something. You're not just making an unfounded accusation that's not that you have no proof for. Give proof and be clear. I really hope if you protect yourself, use somebody else's account, that doesn't sell on eBay, you're not doing anything wrong because you're just telling the truth, okay? So they don't have to worry about it, whoever's account you're using. Or you make up another account. If you have like a middle name or something that you can use, or some kind of business name or something other than anything that you use on eBay. That way you're still telling the truth. But this, people just need to speak up. This can't keep going like this. They're stealing our money. They're stealing our products. This is insane. And there's nobody that we can complain about to. They don't make it that available to us. It's their word or not, just like this. Refusing that he sent the wrong part back. I give him proof. 10 pictures. Clear. With words on the pictures to explain everything. Yeah. I spent a couple hours. I do every time this happens. It infuriates me. It's a total waste of time because anybody with half a brain cell can see he uploaded my gasket. 2 of the gaskets he claims I sent him that I didn't, with the gasket that I did send him, right next to it. Anybody, just from his messages, could see that. And it didn't even have to go any farther and say, oh no, this guy's lying. Look at this. He puts up. But this is how dumb these eBay people are. All of them. They're stupid. They have no education. Their IQs are nothing. They're just dumb. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, it really makes you wonder, are they doing this on purpose? It has to be. I mean, that's my question. Is this on purpose? I mean, nobody can be this stupid. But I guess they can. But I think it's more than that. I think it's criminality underneath the surface. Jamie Iannone doesn't want to, he's trying to get his profits up as high as possible. He's worried about his job, I think. He's running all over the world doing this. Trying to get his profits up. Bragging about himself. And a person that does that, he's going to do anything and everything. I think even breaking the law. I mean, that's the question. I wonder. And I hope somebody looks into this, feds. Because this needs to be shut down. Or throw him out. Put him in prison. Where he belongs. And Jordan Trent, too. I've got proof for the FBI or whoever wants it of this criminality. I got proof. They owe me $10,000 still. They stole from me. And I confronted them on eBay or LinkedIn. Jamie Iannone. I still haven't gotten paid back. This is insane, people. Sellers, you can't keep allowing this to happen. I know you're worried about getting banned and kicked off. Just don't identify yourself. Protect yourself, but give proof. But please, I'm hoping people really go after Jamie Iannone and say enough is enough. We need you to stop. Stop stealing our products. Stop siding with the buyer when it's obvious the buyer is lying. They're not even, we report the buyer, they're not doing anything to the buyer. They're supposed to be banning them when they do these things like this. But they're not. They're not banning the buyer because they're siding with them and giving them a refund. They're patting him on the back and endorsing him. This is criminal. The hell's wrong with you, Jamie Iannone? Get off your damn horse running around all over the country bragging about how good you are. You're a piece of garbage. Criminal garbage for not controlling what the hell's going on in your business. You got policies you're violating left and right and stealing from the sellers. And the abuse towards the sellers is unbelievable. Absolutely, everything's our fault when we have no control over certain things. It's all our fault. It's just abusive. The hand over us is abusive as hell. It's unbelievable. And we're fed up. And I'm speaking for millions of people. And I'm going to speak for millions of people. And I need those millions of people, please stand up and go after Jamie Iannone on social media with facts. Please. Once again, it's Michael Riley. If you want to contact me wherever I post this. All right? Thank you. Bye.